Everybody. So I'm back after I think 6 or 7 months. I have some interesting things to show you. But first, so it's been 6 or 7 months. Yeah, that sounds about right. I guess I kind of gave up. I don't know. I have nothing, I can't really tell you why. It was just one of those things where I just fell through with my plans with this. But now I'm gonna try really hard, especially I should have started 2 weeks ago with this because as you can see, there's some new weird things going on behind me. But the big news is we have started finishing up the main floor, and now it looks really awesome so far. It's not, I'm gonna show you, but it's not finished. As you can see behind me, it actually isn't, but there's also pieces of drywall missing and stuff like that. But the reason for it is being the main reason is because we're gonna get a guy that my dad somewhat works with to come in and blow some insulation down out onto the outer walls, so that for the second floor, so that I don't have to tear down more drywall, because it was really expensive for us to redo the second floor, but the second floor had to be done for sure. So, and also because Dad messed up and didn't get the right amount of drywall, but it was we're only off by like maybe tops 5 sheets, so that's pretty damn good. So I'll take you through. So this would be, okay, so if you watched my original tour video, this is that smaller spare room. But we have taken out the wall to make one large master bedroom out of the larger spare room and the smaller spare room. And we're making a large closet. And what's gonna happen here is about 2 feet in, we're gonna make a linen closet, and then the rest of it's gonna be a closet for the master bedroom. And then ceilings are all done. We're gonna have that hole is for a ceiling fan, and there's gonna be a couple more for pot lights. And then I still gotta finish some mudding, which I'm gonna do this morning. And then this is the original master. So as you can see, there's still drywall missing. All of the windows are being replaced. Every single one in this house is being replaced. That I am so happy about. So we're gonna be doing that, which is gonna be really nice, because then it's gonna get really warm up here, like really nice. Oh, and I got a new washer and dryer, which I'll show you. And they play little songs when they're done, and it's really cute. If you remember, I had a huge closet in this room, like huge. There's where the main wall was. So as you can see, it went back about 8 foot, and we're just making a new closet. So we got at least an extra foot in the bedroom, which is nice. And then here, I can't remember if we're putting in a ceiling fan here, but there's also going to be 4 more pot lights in this room. And then we're also up here, we're moving the heat vents over to underneath the windows. But big horrible news, we found asbestos, which we're getting removed, but we found asbestos covering the heat vents, which is normal in houses like these. So, and yes, it does take professionals to remove certain quantities of it, but if it's a certain amount per square footage, it's not going to harm you. It's not going to give you adverse effects. So that's good. So it was in or around each of the vents up here, and it's around quite a few of the other ones, but up here we basically removed them. One heat vent is actually being completely removed, which is the one that paired off between both of these rooms, the bigger room, or those two spare rooms. That was next to the chimney, which, as you can see, the chimney is actually gone. And if you look over there where the plywood is, the chimney was right there, and the heat vent's where the hammer is. That heat vent's being eliminated. And we're actually going to put one under each of the windows, I believe, is what we're doing. And then we're trying to figure out where to put a cold air return. It's actually becoming quite a difficult area to put it because it's so large. Excuse me, sorry. I got the hiccups. And actually each of the doors is going to have a pocket door as well. Or each room, both rooms are going to have pocket doors, and then the closet in the hallway is going to have a pocket door. What else? We're just going to refinish the floor. We were thinking of completely redoing them, but it would have cost about the same amount to finish them. So that's what we're going to be doing. What else? Downstairs, what we're going to be doing is just after the blow-in, the windows are going to be replaced, and we're just going to paint. And then, first we're going to save them money to get the shit removed, the asbestos in the walls, which it's just around the heat vents. It's not a big problem, but if we want to basically switch around all the vents and stuff to convert them, we're going to have to, because what'll happen is when you convert the vents, basically what you can do is remove the vent itself in a way, remove the vent itself, and then that area, like the stud area, like basically in between here, you can create your own venting system, and it will act as a tunnel for the cold air returns to pull it down. Because you don't really need a vent, you just need an area for it to pull down. So the vent would be at the bottom of the wall, and then the cover would be at the top, or at least as high up as you can get it, and then it'll pull it down. And then your heat vent would actually have to be a vent and be over by underneath the window is essentially what you want to do with heat vents. It's better to have your heat on the outside pushing it across the cold floor instead of on the inside pushing it across towards the colder area of your house. It would get cold before the time it reaches the wall, so it won't keep you warm. But with that also, because there could be, because of the asbestos around the heat vents, when it would pull it through with cold air return, it basically suck it into the furnace and then shoot it out through the heat runs. So then you're spreading it, because if you don't know what asbestos is, it was a type of material that they would use for insulation, for walls, it was like, also you could find it as a tape, and it would basically insulate the heat runs. That's where they would normally put it. And what would happen is what happened with asbestos is it led to it was carcinogenic. And what would happen is when it broke, it would, if it breaks and it's a large quantity, and what happens is it breaks, it casts off little tiny particles that are shaped like fish hooks, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they're shaped like fish hooks. And what happened is those fish hooks would literally embed themselves into your skin, your lungs, whatever, what have you. And they led to a lot of the times cancer. And my furnace guy, my heat guy, Chris, both of his uncles passed away in their 40s from cancer, whereas because they all worked with it. But his dad, fortunately, is still living, and he's about, I believe, in his 60s. But for him, he was diagnosed with asbestosis, which it attacks your lungs and stuff like that. And it's sitting in there, but it hasn't turned into cancer. It's basically like asthma, but on the nth degree. So it can get pretty bad. But like I said, if you're working with it a lot and you've coming into contact with it quite a bit and it's a large area, it will have effects. It will affect you. But if it's just like it wasn't even a square foot of it, it's not going to affect you at all. It really isn't. It's if it's a big amount, it's like anything, really. If it's a large amount, it's going to affect you. Small amount in small doses, like it was 2 heat events that we found, or that we took out, and my dad took them out, really. But he basically said if we had a huge amount, like if it was in the walls and stuff, I'd have to get somebody to come out and do that. But because it's just the heat vents, I do still need to get somebody to come out here and do it. Because my heat guy, again, he's like, no matter what, I will never let my guys do it. When I was younger, he did it. When he was younger, he did it a lot. And it due to the fact that he would remove it just because he wanted to make the money, right? But now he's like, and I can completely understand my dad being a contractor. He's walked off of a couple jobs because of it, right? And that has to do with your right to refuse, right? And the thing is it's perfectly understandable. It's a highly dangerous substance if you have a certain amount. So it's reasonable, and I understand. So I didn't care that he wasn't going to switch them around until it was removed. So I just have to do that. What else? I will go down and show you the washer and dryer. As you can see, if you haven't yet, I am wearing 40 pajamas. They've got Sharkies on their feet. They're so warm, it got so goddamn cold. It's freaking snowing in Calgary. Like, can you believe that? It's ridiculous. I am so happy it's not snowing here yet. I don't even have a proper winter jacket. So this is my washer. It's so nice. I am so happy. And this is my dryer. So nice. So happy, like you have no idea. My washer and dryer were just completely shit. I'm gonna go down to the basement because I gotta go plug my bikes in. Yeah, we got scooters, man. That's the only way to drive around in the falls, honestly. So scoot along. What up? Go get some new customers. Seriously, honestly, the guy's awesome, Ray. He is great. And you should really, if you come out here, rent an e-bike for 4 hours. I think it's like, can't really remember how much it was to rent them because we didn't rent them. We just decided, you know what, we need something, and I'm not comfortable with a car yet. So it was like, fuck it, right? Let's just get a wonderful e-bike or 2 because we needed 2. Otherwise, what the hell are we gonna do, right? But they're really awesome. They really are. Take us places. That's the whole idea. Helps a lot with the groceries and stuff. It's great. So down here, we're gonna also, in the next, I think, 2 weeks, because we can't get him to come in this week because we didn't get the framing done up here, or in here. And it was because we were just mudding and taping and stuff in the upstairs. But all around here, we're going to be getting, tools. We're going to be getting the insulation guy, his name is Jason, to spray in here on the walls, because we'll end up doing the floor later. But we're getting him to come in and spray the walls with insulation, and we gotta frame it up, of course. But he's gonna come in and do that so that it's warm in Nathan's room, at least somewhat, for the most part. And it'll be nice, very, very nice. So, I can't even show you, it's not in here. I was gonna show you what the asbestos looks like, well, first we gotta go to St. Catherine's to get somebody to check it to make sure it's asbestos, because it might just be what older people would call wheat tape. Like, it was basically tape that went around the vents, but also certain areas might have it, like down here, there, where it is. I wouldn't be able to show you because it's way too dark to show you, but it's more than likely, I don't like being down here, it's not open. Down in the basement, it's more than likely asbestos, but that's okay. Oh my god. Whew, okay. Clothes. Oh my god. Oh, and that's another thing we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be taking out this wall, or at least this section of the wall, to, instead of the basement door being there, have it there, and we might have a swing door. Not completely sure about it. We're gonna try and get a pocket door in, but because the bathroom down here is right there, the piping might be in the way for the pocket door. So if that pocket door doesn't work there, we're gonna be putting it where that side room is, which is where we're sleeping at the moment. Because it's, as you saw, it's a no-go for sleeping upstairs. Oh god, trying to put on my jacket. So I showed you the renovations. I guess I might as well update you on what's going on and stuff. I think the last time, not even sure, pretty sure the last time I was talking to you was when I was working, I think, at Coffee Culture at the time. I think. Not totally sure. I believe that's what I was doing. But I'm not currently working right now. I think I went through way too many jobs this year. Which, I gotta say, it's not horrible. Like, well, it kinda is. But it's the most jobs I've had in the last since I started working. I only had 2 jobs when I lived in Kitchener. But here I had my first job, since I'm not working there anymore. My first job was a dishwasher at Boston Pizza when I moved out here. Then I got to Coffee Culture, which wasn't horrible. I actually liked that job, but it was going through under new management, so it was getting actually pretty ridiculous, the managing styles and stuff. So I was at Boston Pizza, then I got the job at Coffee Culture. I stayed between the two. I tried it for I think 2 months, and then finally I'm like, no, I can't do this. I can't do the double job thing. Or at least not at the time. But I did that, and then, let's see. And then I went back to school. I didn't pass my English course. I screwed up with that, but I didn't do that. And then, with, I also did co-op, and I ended up doing co-op at Trying with Coffee Culture, but they weren't able to give me the hours to do it. So then I moved from Coffee Culture to this place called Carmine's Pizzeria, which I'm going to tell you, it's a great atmosphere to work there. I can't personally eat it, but people tell me it's amazing, and they are making a name for themselves. The guy who owns it, his Carm, he is so wonderful. Like, I love the guy. He's awesome, and I currently am regretting not talking to him, but he is a great guy. He really is. He's so funny. The guys I worked with there, they were great. John, Nate, Bo, and Mike, and they were great. I loved working there, but it didn't turn into a job, which kind of sucked. I would have loved to have stayed there. It would have been wonderful, but what can you do, right? Especially at some point, their business is gonna go down, but they're great. Their business goes down, just like anywhere out here. It'll drop down a bit in the winter months and stuff because of the fact that there's not as many tourists, so they get a lot of regulars in there all the time. But if we're out here, call Carmine's Pizzeria, man. Apparently they're the best. They're getting to pull off quite a reputation out here. So I did that, and then I ended up getting a job at the Rainforest Cafe. I didn't like it, but that's because of the job I was doing. I was basically a prep cook, and that was when my first taste for open-ended shifts started. So I never knew when I was going to end. I knew when I was going to start, but I never knew when I was going to end. So that started, and then shortly after that, I quit from there. I wasn't too fond of the job. So then fast forward, like, probably a couple months, I finally got another job, and it was for The Works, which I'm going to tell you is the best place for burgers. It really is. And, there, I was a bartender. Honestly, it was the most fun job I've had. The funnest job I've had. It really is. It really was. And I do regret quitting, but at the time it was, towards the end of the summer, it was kind of like, hey, I need full-time hours. I can't do basically what open-ended shifts are. You start, say, at 12:30, but you could be cut at 2, so you get paid for 3 hours, but you only stay there for 2. And the thing is because of the fact that I wasn't getting enough hours, it was coming down to it where it's like, you know what, I don't think I can do this. I'm gonna go back and possibly ask for my job back. But I really did like it. I was a bartender, or a shaker is what they called them there, but I quit at the time because I was going to go work for Timmy's for full time, but that didn't work out and whatnot, and I'm not going to talk about that, but that didn't work out. So right now, as it stands, I am currently jobless. I'm facing the fact I was a year ago, but it is what it is, and I'm looking really, really hard. But, I might have a job at the Keg for bartending position. And right now, that's how it stands. I'm going to be going in soon to go and start back up at school. If I don't get a job, I'll do co-op again for sure to see if I can get another placement. Maybe, hopefully, a job will come of that. And then, yeah. But today, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go get new glasses because mine snapped in half. Haircut, and that's about it. Summer has been, this last couple of months have been really interesting. Really have. Due to the fact that with this starting up with the renovations finally after so long, and yeah, it's been quite an interesting couple months. Even though the renovations have only taken 2 weeks, so going on 3, but it's gonna be fun. It really is. And now I'll try and take you through the processes. Maybe tomorrow I'll do some with me mudding a bit so that I can show you what to do. And stuff like that. But right now, I'm back. And that's all that you need to know, I guess. But I'm gonna cut this because it's been 26 minutes and I don't think any of you are gonna go through this. But yeah, so I'm gonna sit and relax for a few more, make breakfast, and then go up finishing the mudding that I need to do before I need to go out, and then yeah. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I know some of you are probably back at school and some of you just have to buck up and go to work. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I shall see you tomorrow because I will show you some more mudding. So I'll see you guys later.